Jeff from Chillin and Grillin with Jeff here. Last time I was in this neighborhood, it was a little frosty out, a little too chilly to sit down. Wasn't too chilly to do some chillin' and grillin' with DJ and Natalie. They said, you got to come back in the summer. I see some smoke back there. Let's head out and take a look. Well, I'll tell you what, the backyard looks incredible. And we enjoyed it in the winter, and it was cold, if you recall.
Yeah.
Hey, Natalie.
How are you?
Cold?
Yeah,
It's a little
great.
chilly out here.
Nice
Good to see you. Yeah.
Yes, but I see in typical DJ and Natalie fashion, you arranged for some incredible weather today, and the yard just looks amazing. Now, you were saying earlier, sitting here, you were inspired. What made you think of this? I remember traveling here. I remember traveling there.
You know, Natalie and I spent almost 15 years down in the United States in Georgia and Colorado. And just through work and traveling with, whether it be business or with friends, we had the opportunity to go some really cool places and be inspired, whether it be like a boutique hotel or a resort. And we spent a lot of time in Bermuda, and just we're able to take influences from all over the place and use every single inch of space here in the backyard.
And we talked about the dining room table last time, but I think it had 3 inches of snow and was frozen solid. It looks fantastic. So what's the backstory on this table again?
One of my best friends, it was his boardroom table at his office near Toronto. He was in the process of moving the office space, and he said to me one day, do you know anyone who would want a big farmer's harvest table? Because that's what it was originally before it became his boardroom table. And I said, I'll take it. And he said, I'll have it shipped down to your house like this week. And literally we measured it, and it was able to seat 16 people.
Now, I know last time we got in the swim spa, or I didn't, we didn't. Yeah. Somebody was brave enough to get in there on that chilly day.
Yeah.
And again, the deck up here with the chairs and the lights and everything, it's like being at a spa somewhere.
It's amazing what you can come up with. Again, I mean, we had fantastic help, so that, you know.
Makes it a little bit easier for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, tell me about the menu for tonight.
We start with some oysters.
Okay.
And then some gazpacho.
And gazpacho.
Yes. So I made some gazpacho. It's got a little heat to it. We hear that you like some heat. So.
All right, and you'll walk us through the recipe for that later on?
Yep.
Rumor is you might even be able to get an oyster on your gazpacho.
It's worth a try.
Okay.
All right, so we've got oysters, we've got gazpacho, we've got, what's next?
There's going to be some special Latin style tacos with all the dressings, and we have an amazing paella coming that's very exciting.
And did I hear you mention dessert at some point?
Yes. Tried my hand at making some sorbet. And,
of course you did.
Yeah, why not?
Because that's what you would do, right?
I made, it's a style of ice cream. It's not ice cream. It's called fleur de lait. So we've tried that.
With stuff from the garden?
With stuff from the garden,
Absolutely
yes.
what I would have expected. So.
Yes,
Great.
and then some nice spicy chocolate cupcakes.
Well, I noticed a couple things that weren't here last time. One is this contraption next to the pool. It looks fantastic. I noticed there's a chef doing things. I'm going to go stop in there before we head over to the cocktails. Jerry.
Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
Good to see you, bud.
Yeah.
Listen, we did the quick tour. I know the big green egg, see some smoke coming out. I have no idea what this is, but it looks incredible. Tell me what we got going on.
This is a tacos al pastor machine that has been custom made.
I was going to say, I don't see this at the store too many times.
No,
right?
you'll
So
never see this anywhere in London.
Yeah.
Made by my friend, Mexican taco chef Mingyar. Amazing guy, and he put this together. And now we're taking it around to, to bring amazing tacos to the people of London.
Have a taco party. So what do we got? Some pork and
yeah. So
tell me
the
what's
traditional tacos al pastor is basically pork. In Mexico, when the Arabs came back, when like they brought lamb, and they had like the gyros and the shawarmas and all that,
right.
but Mexicans adopted it to with pork, which is one of the main meats that they eat. Right. And so what we're doing here is we have an amazing marinade put on the meat, and now we're slowly roasting it with charcoal and some of my maple wood that I harvest myself. So
you just put the charcoal back here, feed it through the top, the wood, and this is just going to continue to burn down, providing the heat.
Absolutely. And then this spit will continue to slowly rotate as it grills the meat to perfection.
And if I'm having a party at my house, I can call you and we can set up a taco party.
Absolutely, just like that. We show up with this machine, and as the meat we don't wait until the meat is done. We're gonna start shaving meat and then putting it on tacos, and we eat tacos all day long. How's
Any
that?
special seasoning on here?
It's my secret recipe.
I figured you were going to say that.
But I mean, it's got basic ingredients that you can find here, right? Like it's got cumin, it's got paprika, it's got orange juice, it's got pineapple, salt, pepper. But
We're just going to slice this off, put in some taco shells, and feast.
Exactly.
Great.
Exactly.
There's a ton of heat coming out from here. I know DJ's whipping up some cocktails, so I'm going to head over there, and I'm going to let you finish up.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I'll
Buddy,
see you
looking
soon.
forward to it, man. All right.
Don't worry.
All right, DJ, last time we were here was pretty chilly, but you whipped up some great cocktails. You were mentioning today you have one that's kind of more appropriate for a hot day like today.
It is, and it's one of our favorites that we like to serve here often. It's called a Bermuda Rum Swizzle.
Okay.
Very popular on the island, and it's kind of tropical, and I think it's perfect for today.
All right, let's make it. Let's
All
put it
right.
together.
Well, I just got myself some ice here, ready to go, and we're not going to use a measuring thing today. I think
barbecue measurements.
we're just going to use some of the Gosling's rum that is famous for the Rum Swizzle, and we'll just start with
So
that.
just about that much.
Yeah, about that much.
About that much.
And we'll put a little bit of orange juice in here, a little bit of pineapple juice,
Okay.
fresh squeeze lemon juice in there. Then we will put some simple syrup,
Sweeten it up a tad.
the Angostura bitters.
All right, this is coming
All right,
really nice.
and I'd like to add a little Canadian-made one as well, a Dillon's orange bitter as well.
Okay.
Just a little bit of that. Finish it off with a couple cherries with a little bit of the juice in there. We'll just give that a little mix here. Put it into our Rum Swizzle cups here.
You got it all set up there.
We're ready to go.
Thought you weren't going to have a specific gadget for this drink, but it turns out you have a specific cup, which is close.
Close enough. This
Cheers,
is
my
it.
friend. This looks great.
Cheers.
All right. We better get the rest of the episode done quickly because 2 of these and
And you're in trouble.
there's going to be problems. Why don't we make up a big batch? We'll start serving them out the window.
Sounds good to me.
Let's do it.
All right.
Hey guys, it looks like your Thursday. Natalie, last time we were standing here, it was cold.
Yes.
We had our jackets on, we were shivering. You were talking about the oyster pool, you called it, I think?
Or the oyster barge.
The oyster
yeah,
barge.
one
Okay.
of my friends from high school. He came up with this great line for it.
And you mentioned, you had the barge, you fill it with ice, and of course you bring in the expert on oysters.
Always bring in
Right
the
over here,
expert.
Chef
so
Andrew.
thank you.
Everybody today?
Yeah. I've made up a couple of minionettes, and I wanted to bring the spice. You always talk about how much you love the spice, so we're going to bring some spice.
So what's in here?
So this one I did is a pink peppercorn and then fresh lemon thyme from my garden
Okay.
with some shallot, a couple of different types of vinegar, a little bit of sugar, and some salt. And then this one is a tequila lime.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
With cilantro from the garden. We've got some different type of peppers in there.
Sounds great.
Good.
I love how you incorporated what you could from the gardens in here.
Yes.
And we've got some. What kind of oysters are we enjoying today, Andrew?
Lucky Lime.
Lucky
From
Lime.
PEI.
From
Northern
PEI.
part around Cavendish.
Okay.
There we go.
Perfect.
So shall we try one?
Yes. Thank you so much.
right.
I got to go with the tequila one.
I feel like I should try the other one. Just give it. But when you said tequila,
Yeah.
I was there.
It was all about the tequila. Cheers.
Cheers. The tequila's there. Should we enjoy more, or should we call people up?
I guess we should probably let everybody know that we have
All
something.
right, let's get them going.
Perfect.
So the oysters were and continue to be a huge hit. That tequila, wow, that was amazing.
Good.
That
I'm
was
glad
amazing.
you liked it.
So I know you didn't stop with this. What do we have next?
I love making a good gazpacho. I think it's a fantastic thing, especially
I'm
to
a
serve
huge
in the
fan
summer.
of gazpacho. Love it
Good.
in the summer. Yeah.
Start with a tomato base, cucumber, celery. I've got red pepper. I've got a little bit of yellow pepper, and for a little bit of fun, I have some jalapeno, and then some green onion.
What's the trick to a good gazpacho? Making it the day before, or what's Natalie's
Always
trick?
make it the day before at least. It really putting it in the fridge overnight in a metal bowl, I find works really, really well. It does something with the acidity of the tomato.
And Chef, you had a good idea. The first person with a gazpacho, we're going to throw an oyster on there.
Yep.
We need 2 oysters here, Chef.
Look at that presentation.
Fantastic.
Oh, look at that.
Cheers.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
I can see it definitely got happy overnight for sure. I love the cucumbers.
Thank you.
Some real texture there, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice to have a good crunch to it because I know a lot of people will blend them out. But I like the crunch. So I think it, makes it a little more of a meal. Too.
Absolutely. All right, let's see who's looking for gazpacho.
Perfect.
DJ and Natalie showed us around in the winter. They showed us around in the summer. This place looks fantastic. The yard, the property, the landscaping, everything. We got lucky today. The 2 gentlemen behind the brains, I guess, behind all this design, we happened to bump into you here at the party. Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew? So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell me who you are.
Andre Blanca from Thorncrest Construction.
Adam Foulon from Eden Garden Works.
How did you guys come up with the idea? Because DJ and Natalie were saying this was just a grass lot when they bought. There was nothing here, just a house on a lot.
Andre had a relationship with DJ Natalie, friends for a long time. Friends are coming here, they want to do something cool, let's figure it out. So this was all done long distance, over the phone, over text, and created a vision.
Now, as you know, we filmed in the winter and we got a good shot of the backyard, and it's since aired on TV. And a lot of the comments we're getting from people are the use of space. Like every foot of this property has been used effectively. As you mentioned, every inch for sure.
Every
Even
inch.
where the table is, they sort of moved the fence. And
Well, yeah,
decided
that was smaller at one point too, and then they realized that the dining area really wasn't large enough to house their friends and the size of people that they enjoyed hosting.
right.
So we took the fence down, rebuilt again, and extended, and were able to actually get a nice large dining area, with fresh herbs and plants and
Lighting.
and
Lighting, yeah.
there's like you said, there's different areas for every function kind of that.
This yard, like you said, every inch counts. Like every single inch counts. Setbacks, how you maximize the space, how we take up grade, how we hid the pool into the hillside, how we got privacy and separation from the neighbors.
I don't think you could duplicate necessarily this in everyone's backyard. It's sort of
This is not
the
turnkey.
corner lot, the situation, the grade, everything sort of played into how this worked. And I think it's kind of a one-off that,
Custom.
it's truly custom, right to the sea can, to, the cooking area, to everything here, that we've done.
It's great. It works. Every square inch of the property is used up. You guys did a fantastic job, and thanks for filling us in on how that come to life.
Thank you.
DJ, we got this sitting over here. This is your big green egg.
Yes, it is.
And you had to put it to use. Tell me what's going on here. How did you guys connect, and what are we cooking?
Jerry and I have met through a local butcher shop where we first got to know each other about your history and our love for music together. And
That's how it started.
It definitely was, and some social media stuff. And then I started seeing Jerry on social media doing some of this stuff and the Mexican tacos and everything. And I thought, you know what, if we're going to throw a party, I'd like to be able to have fun. It's so hard trying to entertain people and cook and do everything all at once. And I really love Jerry's passion, and I thought that it would be fun to have him over so that we can entertain.
Great. So you guys have a love of music. You share a love of music.
Absolutely.
A love of food. And this is paella.
Yes, sir. This is the authentic
I may not
paella.
have the same love of music as you guys share, but I have a love for paella. Anybody who knows me knows I love paella, and I do my own version of my poolside paella, we call it. So tell me about your version.
My paella is a very simple but very traditional paella. So there are many different ways of doing paella, many different recipes, seafood paella, like, chicken paella. But what I like to do is just traditional with very simple, very few ingredients, but preserving that flavor. My paella tastes like Spain, right? And that is basically based on the smoked paprika and the use of sherry wine or Jerez, as they say it as they call it in Spanish, right? So I use a very basic mix of just like vegetables, like tomato, onions. I use fennel, and I like to blend them all into a sauce with tomatoes. And then I start with olive oil. Then I add chicken to it. I add the Spanish chorizo, and then I add my vegetable mix. Then I add some chicken stock to it, the rice, and then I let it,
Just let it get
simmer in
happy
those
inside the big green egg
absolutely
here.
gorgeous
Yep.
flavors. We put some cherry wine into it,
Of
right?
course we should.
Which we should put a little bit more on it right now. There we go.
All right, and are we
And-
looking to pick up some of the smokiness from the big green egg itself, from the
That
charcoal?
is, you just
That's
hit
the
the
secret?
nail on the head. Yeah, that is one of the best secrets that I have with my paellas. I always cook them on the big green egg, and the smokiness just turns a regular paella into a masterpiece.
Now, you mentioned you have chorizo and chicken. Are you going to add anything else?
So we have chorizo, chicken, seafood. Those are the main, let's call it proteins in my paella. And now what I'm gonna do is, this baby is ready. We're gonna take it out and I'm going to sear the shrimp on the grill.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna put them on top as garnish.
Nice
And
touch.
we're good to
Yeah,
go.
Yeah, awesome. Looking forward to giving that a try for sure. And about how long did this whole process take? You gotta let
Usually
it
it
sit-
takes about 45 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just a lot of simmering and a lot of letting it get
Yes,
happy.
exactly. Just not, you don't have to touch it a lot, but at this point where the liquid has evaporated, we just want to make sure that it doesn't burn in the bottom. But
Awesome.
the
Well,
rest
we've been
is
feasting on oysters and other great meals over there, but I think we're all looking
Get
forward
ready
to
for
getting into
this.
this. Looking forward to it. I'll let you finish it off.
absolutely.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So, Chef Sheena, we have you to talk about this. I know we mentioned it earlier,
Yeah.
but elaborate a little more about what's going on.
So we've got very traditional tacos happening here. We've marinated this pork in a mix of paprika, cumin, orange juice, a bunch of other secret ingredients we can't disclose. We've got a nice pineapple up top here, which is going to be fantastic and really finish off these tacos. We're going to cut it nice and thin and top the meat off with it, and it brings such a nice sweetness.
Corn tortillas?
Corn tortillas,
tortillas and
they have to be corn tortillas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
You got to keep it authentic.
We're gonna have some other fixins in a little while, but I know you were telling me about these sauces earlier, and you have a whole story behind these that I love. So share those stories.
Well, this is just a creamy cilantro sauce that I had found for making shrimp tacos. But
Okay.
I had a friend who was coming for dinner who's a vegan, and I mean, hey, like, I got some trouble coming up with some vegan food. So off to the internet I went, and I found a recipe for a roasted cauliflower taco. But one of the things they kept talking about was a green Peruvian sauce.
Green Peruvian sauce.
Green Peruvian sauce. So I thought, I'm going to try and make my own.
Okay.
And evidently, now I guess it's normally made with mayonnaise. So I've made it with a vegan mayonnaise
Okay.
because my friend was coming. And it was a hit.
Now you see the chefs are adding a little bit of pineapple here. We're going all traditional.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna serve this later, but let's dig in right now.
Okay.
All right, let's put a little bit of sauce on there.
Okay. Woo-hoo.
Now, is it hot?
Oh, yeah.
How hot is it?
Oh, it's real hot.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Boy, is that
good.
pork ever tender.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't sure. It's been on there for a while, but it's super tender. Oh, and there's the Peruvian green sauce. There's the heat. There's the heat. It showed
They
up
work
a few
really well
seconds
together.
late. Well, this is incredible. We're going to finish these off, and then we'll let you guys get everything else finished up and ready for the gang. Well, as luck would have it, we were doing up some great Spanish food.
Yeah.
And we ran into Cindy from LC Wines.
Oh,
I feel like that might have been planned, but you're still here and you
I'm
brought
still
some
here.
great wine. What did you bring to pair with the food?
these Spanish wines are excellent to pair with what the chefs have created today. The sparkling for sure is our Torrita Cava Rosado, and it's really great with seafood on its own.
We've got some delicious grilled shrimp added
Yeah,
to the
the
paella,
shrimp,
so
the
it's gonna
shrimp,
go
and
perfect.
if
Yeah.
you're making octopus or anything like that, it's just perfect all the time. The other wine that everyone will be trying tonight is Valenciso Blanco, and it's made from 100-year-old vines from Vura. And Vura is what the main grape varietal was, like long centuries ago. And what happened was they replanted Tempranillo, which is the main grape varietal in Rioja. But so if you find the grapevines of Vura, they're like 100-year-old and they look like gnarled old hands.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and so this is 70% Vura. They only make about 3,000 bottles a year because it's a rare grape varietal, and it's 100 years old, and it's mixed with white Grenache. It's aged in Russian oak because as the wine ages in it, it just gives it that nice body and creaminess. So you will preserve the fruit and not the oak.
Nice.
So it can last a really long time. So I'm going to let you have
All right, I'm going to
try
try that
of it.
for sure.
If you put that next to a Chardonnay, you would never ever guess that it wasn't a Chardonnay.
Wow, that is spectacular.
Yeah, it's really great.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
and it
gonna
can
go
last
great with the shrimp. I can,
yeah, shrimp, seafood, and pork or whatever. Like this is a very versatile wine. Okay, so the next wine we have is our Valenciso Reserva, 100% Tempranillo, aged in French oak. French oak also to give it the tannins and the aging ability, and also to preserve the fruit, because American oak is cut differently than French oak, and American oak grows faster, so it's more porous. Okay, so when the oak trees grow, the slower it is, the less porous it is. So that means the less oak influence you will have.
All right. You know what this tastes like?
More.
It tastes like more, and it tastes like I need some tacos.
Yes. Okay.
Well, that's great. I'm glad,
Awesome.
I'm glad you were able to come by.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
We don't get to do this too often, where we actually have some wine pairings with some great food on a Chillin' and Grillin' episode.
Yeah, I know. It's great to see you again, Jeff.
Perfect. Pour yourself a wine and let's go get some
cheers.
food. Cheers. Cheers to a great meal. Everybody's got a full plate. We got some great wine from Cindy from LC Wines. The chefs did a great meal. We got some paella, tacos, everybody. So dig in, enjoy. Cheers to DJ and Natalie for a great afternoon. Salud. Cheers. All right, DJ Natalie, what can I say? This was amazing. I'm glad I was here in the winter and you get to use this backyard all year round, but this was incredible today. What a group of friends you have, the food, and only you guys would take it up a notch and bring in a chef to do an entire Latin-inspired meal. Why not, right? Because we can, and let's have oysters, and let's do the whole thing. So you didn't just make dessert. You made 2 desserts, 3 desserts. 3 desserts. So, and probably something from your garden included in there.
Everything's out of the garden.
What do we have?
So I did a chocolate cupcake, but with Mexican-inspired spices. So it's going to have a little bit of heat to it. Then I have made they call it fleur de lait, but I made that with the pineapple sage. It smells like pineapple, but doesn't really taste so much like that. So, and it's not a traditional ice cream because it doesn't have egg in it. And then we have a tequila lime sorbet. What else? So
Tequila lime is a theme.
it really is. So thankfully, I have a fantastic lime tree that little guy he pumps out.
It gets a workout in your backyard.
He really
for
does.
sure, as does the tequila bottle.
Yes. Well,
thanks so much for inviting me here in the winter. Thanks so much for inviting us back in the summer. It was absolutely, what an incredible experience. You guys are fantastic hosts and hostess, and we really appreciate it. So
perfect.
cheers to you
Cheers,
guys.
everybody.
So much.
Cheers to Chillin' and Grillin' in this amazing backyard.